A warm welcome to the Talawakele Tea Estates plc Integrated Annual Report for the financial year ending the 31st of March 2023. I present to you the Chairman's message content on behalf of Mr. Mohan Pandithage. Dear shareholder, it is my pleasure to present to you the 9th Integrated Annual Report and Financial Statements of Talawakele Tea Estates plc, TTE, for the year ended the 31st of March 2023. Sri Lanka witnessed a year of extreme uncertainty and turbulence as the country experienced the most acute economic crisis since independence, leading to political instability, social unrest, and severe hardships for businesses and households. For TTE, the year was the ultimate test of resilience and adaptability, as our teams were called upon to respond to rapidly evolving challenges at an accelerated pace. Against this backdrop, I am delighted to report that TTE demonstrated its characteristic agility and strategic foresight to deliver a near threefold growth in post-tax profits to Rs. 2.57 BN. I believe there is only one word that can aptly describe TTE's financial performance in these turbulent times: outstanding. Revenue nearly doubled to Rs. 8.13 BN, 2021-22, Rs. 4.66 BN. Reflecting strong prices at the Colombo tea auction, as well as the company's stellar reputation for quality and sustainability, which enabled it to yet again emerge as the highest price taker at the auction. In addition to its impressive financial performance, I am humbled to see TTE asserting its leadership in other critical areas of the business, driving shared value creation across its operations. The Great Place to Work Survey 2023 ranked TTE among Sri Lanka's best employers, while our relentless efforts to embed sustainability into all aspects of our business was recognized through numerous local and international awards. Context to performance. The operating landscape during the year was dominated by the country's deepening macroeconomic vulnerabilities, which resulted in Sri Lanka experiencing severe political and socio-economic stress. The country's economy contracted by 7.8% in 2022 as long-standing structural economic imbalances were exacerbated by pandemic-led disruptions and global headwinds, which resulted in a balance of payments crisis and ultimately a sovereign debt default. Dwindling foreign currency reserves resulted in shortages in essential items, triggering an acute energy crisis that led to fuel shortages, prolonged power cuts, and soaring inflation. The government and central bank engaged in a series of policy interventions to restore macroeconomic stability, which included unprecedented tightening of monetary policy, which led to a sharp increase in interest rates. The government also imposed restrictions on certain imports in a bid to limit the outflow of valuable foreign exchange. Inflation surged during the year due to the combined effects of the rupee depreciation, shortage in essential items, and adjustments to administrative prices, resulting in the Colombo Consumer Price Index, CCPI, increasing by 50.3% during the year. Meanwhile, as described in further detail in the Managing Director's review on page 18, Sri Lanka's tea industry experienced mixed fortunes during the year. While production declined during the year, the industry benefited from favorable pricing, with auction prices nearly doubling during the calendar year 2022. 3 decades of shared value creation. As we mark our 30th year of operations, we have much to be proud of. Shared value creation is embedded in our DNA, and over the past decades we have demonstrated our commitment to driving the socio-economic empowerment of our ecosystem of employees, including estate workers and their families. We have also focused relentlessly on driving Sri Lanka's tea industry forward through innovation, sustainability, and ethical business. Premium quality teas from our high-grown and low-grown estates are amongst the most sought-after tea in the world, giving Sri Lanka much-needed visibility in the global tea supply chain. Indirectly, our tea also brings in valuable foreign exchange by contributing 2% to the national tea production. With a 825-strong estate workforce, TTE also stands among the largest direct employers in the plantation sector. Given the macroeconomic vulnerabilities that prevailed, we were acutely aware of the challenges faced by our team in maintaining living standards. Against this backdrop, Swift interventions were made to ensure the financial and food security and well-being of not just our employees, but over 42,000 estate communities residing in our estates. Total payments to employees thereby reached a record high of Rs. 2.9 billion during the year. Our most recent endeavor to support the financial empowerment of our estate workers is the revenue share model introduced at the onset of the pandemic in 2020. In addition to developing micro-entrepreneurs within our estates, the revenue share model is expected to contribute towards addressing the critical issue of labor shortages within the plantation sector, thereby aiding labor retention through offering increased dignity of labor. Meanwhile, the womb-to-tomb proposition we offer includes capacity building, improving living standards, providing access to education and healthcare systems, and protecting human rights of the larger communities who reside on our estates. Responsive leadership. The conditions that prevailed during the year have brought to light the critical importance of agile, responsive, and ethical leadership. As part of the Haley's Group, TTE benefits from the multifaceted leadership capabilities, robust governance standards, and comprehensive policies of the group. During the year, we relied heavily on these strengths to help reframe our responses to the current crisis. The Group Management Committee swiftly increased the frequency and scope of its meetings, dedicating adequate time to understand and respond to the rapidly changing operating landscape and implement necessary safeguards to preserve the company's value creation. Having previously relied on group board committees, TTE's governance structure was strengthened during the year with the appointment of a dedicated remuneration committee, related party transaction review committee, and nomination committee, which will provide more focused oversight on key matters. The company has zero tolerance for corruption, and I, together with the board of directors, remain committed to ensuring that the company has in place the required governance structures and internal controls to mitigate the risk of corruption. During the year, the company was also fully compliant to all relevant laws and regulations, including those pertaining to anti-corruption. Strategic ESG integration. Sustainability has always been part of our ethos, as we have remained true to our commitment to deliver shared and responsible value through innovation, environmental stewardship, and strong governance. These fundamentals have shaped the way we manage our estates, use natural resources in manufacturing tea, and how we safeguard the rights of our people and communities. As a participant of the United Nations Global Compact, UNGC, we have also committed to the 10 principles. During the year, we achieved a major milestone in our sustainability and ESG journey by formalizing and launching our ESG framework, clearly articulating our social, environmental, and governance aspirations, targets, and action plans. The framework drives our Regenerative Business Agenda 2030 at the front and center of its ambitious aspirations, which will serve as both a vision and tool in revitalizing relationships between ecosystems, soil, humans, and crops. Broadly aligned to the aspirations of the Haley's Life Code, the Regenerative Agenda is expected to transform TTE's business in the medium to long term through rewiring strategy, decision-making, and operational processes. The company also strengthened its sustainability and ESG governance with the appointment of a new Environmental, Social, Economic, and Governance (ESG) steering committee, which will provide strategic oversight in rolling out the new ESG agenda. The committee is chaired by TTE's Chief Executive Officer and comprises a cross-functional team from diverse disciplines, including environmental, operations, sustainable practices, legal, investor relations, corporate governance, and human capital. Shareholder value creation. The company delivered exceptional shareholder value during the year, with 3 interim dividends totaling Rs. 14 per share and a proposed 4th dividend of Rs. 17.35. Accordingly, the company's dividend per share for the year 2022 to 23 clocked in at Rs. 31.35, the highest in the company's operating history. Way forward. The approval of an extended fund facility by the International Monetary Fund, IMF, coupled with coordinated policy interventions to restore macroeconomic stability, have set Sri Lanka's economy on the road to recovery. We are cognizant of short-term challenges but remain cautiously optimistic that the economy will gain momentum over the medium term. Interest rates are expected to record a gradual decline towards the latter part of 2023, while the Sri Lankan rupee is anticipated to gradually stabilize, reflecting improved market sentiments and gradual restoration of macroeconomic stability. While tea production levels are expected to recover in 2023, high input costs remain a critical concern, as consistently high prices could affect the country's competitiveness in the international tea market. Meanwhile, global economic and geopolitical dynamics in major tea-buying markets have rendered the outlook on demand and pricing extremely unpredictable over the short term. TTE's strategy will be consistent with the approach adopted in recent years, as it seeks to leverage its competitive strengths in quality and sustainability to drive consistent improvements in production volumes, yields, and profitability. As the company pursues the next phase of its growth, ESG considerations will feature quite prominently. I remain confident that this approach will not only strengthen our social license to operate, but also strengthen the resilience, efficiency, and competitiveness of our business, thereby delivering positive outcomes across our stakeholder universe. The company launched its new corporate purpose during the year, articulating its reason for being and its long-term aspirations in driving triple bottom-line value creation. The purpose: brewing a better future will galvanize our teams to drive innovation and improvement, coupled with a disciplined approach to business in order to create new and sustainable products or services and support the empowerment of local communities, while striving towards regenerating the natural environment. In short, we will strive to articulate the true meaning word brewing by progressively renewing our commitment to the process of growth and regeneration so that we may shape a better future for all. Appreciation. I wish to take this opportunity to express my sincere appreciation to my fellow board members, whose wise counsel and encouragement continue be a key source of strength to TTE. I also thank TTE's executive teams led by Dr. Roshan Rajadurai for the tenacity with which they have managed to steer the company even in the toughest of times. A special word of thanks to our estate and factory teams for the dedication and commitment they have shown in working towards the company's common goals. Finally, I would like to thank our shareholders and all stakeholders for placing their trust in the company and its leadership. I seek your continued support in the future as well, as TTE embarks on its bold new growth trajectory in the coming years. Mohan Pandithage, Chairman, Talawakela Tea Estates PLC, the 11th of May, 2023.